back everyone, my name is Eltimar and we are going to be continuing our Let's Play of Shadowrun Dragonfall. Where we left last time, we're about to head into the cafe, but really quickly I wanted to address one thing. Some people are concerned we're not going into decking because it is a pretty important thing for a main character to have. We will be going into decking. Our goals are going to be going into quickness, range combat, and rifles, as well as intelligence and decking, which is right here, and we'll be doing that. Actually, we can start to do that a little bit right now. We have 3 karma. We can actually get a little bit of decking in. We can use the Sony CTY 360. We only have 2 intelligence at the moment, but we will be getting that up as well. So, just as a heads up, we will be going into decking. As a sort of side note, it is an important thing in the game. You are absolutely correct. It totally helps out your character a lot. Let's go talk to Altug. He's also got a menu board. Let's take a look at the menu. The special today is caramel soy calf. The man behind the counter looks right past you, and at the dog following close behind. Dante, I will fetch his water dish, and perhaps a coffee for our friend here. Paul Amsel sends his regards. When he hears Amsel's name, the Turk's voice lowers, and his accent becomes less exaggerated. His eyes take on a knowing look. Ah, very well. Please express to Herr Amsel my appreciation of his patronage. If he needs any more catering jobs seen to in the future, I'm always happy to provide. He tells me you're developing the menu for a friend of his now, Herr Winters, I believe. I want to hear about it. Yes, of course, O wise one. Come. A young woman bustles from the back room. Her gum chewing is loud enough to hear over the noise of the copy grinders. Rekazi spits something out into the spits something out in rapid-fire Turkish. As you wish, uncle. I'll see to it right away. Kami offers you a shy grin, snaps her gum, and hurries back into the room that she came from. My girl Kami is arranging to make contact with the chef as we speak. This will likely take some time. My chef is a busy man. Oh, wait, I wonder if you'd be so kind as to run a small errand for me. A trifle, really. I need to trouble you, and embarrassed to even ask. But I would be most appreciative of your help. Of course, Herr Rekazi, it's no trouble at all. Aldug's voice lowers to nearly a whisper. The errand is simple, hardly worthy of you. I've installed a number of data taps to Berlin's fiber optic network. As part of my civic duty, you understand. These taps provide free matrix access for all those who live in the Cruise Bazaar. In order to maintain their, their anonymity, each tap's protocol buffer must be reset every few days. I simply wish for you to visit each data tap and reset it. Simple enough? Yes, it is a simple job, time-consuming and a bit tedious perhaps, but simple. Just reset the taps and come back when you're finished. There should be 3 of them scattered around this neighborhood. The first one is just outside. Look for a metal box with the yellow arrows painted atop it. By the time of your return, I should have the information Herr Amsel requested. They want us to go look around, basically. They don't want you to get stuck doing things like going immediately from one point to another. They want you to experience the world itself. So there's the first tab. And now we have to find more of them. I actually don't remember where they all are, so we'll look around. We'll find them. We should stop into the medic center and get a data jack, actually. But do I want one in my arm or my head? I can't remember for the life of me. Oh, there's one. Right by the medical center. What a twist. Let's go inside and get a data jack. I think the head one is probably the best one. I'm just going to quickly check the bio mods in the game. Shadowrun, Dragonfall, Cyberware. Because I think the head slot has the least things I need in it. It does have some intelligence type stuff, but I think we're going to do the data jack. I mean, we're going to lose a +2 int thing, but if we do it in our arm, we lose the ability to get a +1 quickness muscle augmentation. That's a really tough call, actually. You know what? I think I'm going to put it in my arm. Luckily, I have enough money. It's only got a +3 essence, or 0.3 essence cost too, which is kind of nice, because our essence is 6 currently. So we'll put it in our arm. It's going to cost most of our money. Cyberware causes essence loss. This affects magic rating of your character, as magic is equal to essence rounded down. Magic is important for spellcasters. The base number of spell slots available to the caster is equal to half their magic rounded down. Therefore, losing essence can cause spell slots to be permanently lost. In addition, each magic lost Increases all spell cooldowns by +1. Casting a spell again, while it's cooling down, drains or causes drain damage to the caster. You cannot have less than 1 essence. That's fine, we don't use magic, and now we have a data jack in our arm. We don't have a an actual, what are they called? You know, the keyboard thing. So we'll get that with our next payday, probably. And there's the last data tap. As you are resetting the data tap, you notice that someone has duct taped a small homemade receiver to the system. An earplug dangles from the receiver. Let's hear it. The sound of heavy machinery makes it difficult to hear the words that are being spoken. After a moment, you find you can make out 2 distinct voices, a nasal woman who speaks like a heavy smoker, and a man who speaks in a high-pitched, breathy tone. XXX just heard, XXX Monica, XXX need to verify. Good for us. Continue listening. A sound like a conveyor belt starting adds to the noise of machinery, and you can't make out anything else until it comes to a stop a moment later. Think of our next step? Wait, isn't ready to make a move yet. Need to be patient. See who steps up. Could be someone more. More conveyor belts start up. All you can hear is the sound of machinery. Some sort of motorized vehicle starts up, drowning out anything else. A bell rings loudly again and again. It sounds like a telephone. You hear the sound of a door slamming shut, and the noise of machinery is suddenly muffled. There's a rattle of plastic, and the ringing stops. The nasal woman's voice can be heard again in a sing-song tone. Guten Tag, how may I help you? Her voice changes and becomes more businesslike. I heard. Yes, he knows. I told him it wasn't time to make a move yet. Who do you think I am? An idiot? The council needs to meet again. I know. Getting everyone in the same room is challenging. Getting them to agree on a course of action is going to be even more challenging. From my perspective, the cruise bazaar was only stable because of her. If she really is out of the way, well, we'll see, won't we? Yeah, I know. What can I say? Things go slow in the flux sometimes. Another door opens, and the cacophony of machinery fills the line. Can't make out anything more. Interesting, we've learned some information. Time to go back to the cafe. I'm also going to be sipping water because my throat's a bit sore today, so excuse the noise if you hear anything. Jan Goldsmith. Hello, my friend. The voice that comes from the man in the chair is as enormous as its owner, a deep, booming roar dripping with unrestrained mirth. A fine day for soy calf, yes? Yes, it is a certainly beaut. From the back of the store, the voice of the shopkeep cuts you off. Don't mind the fool in the chair. He roars like a traumatized walrus, stewing all day in his own sweat. The man behind the bar glares at Goldschmidt, his upper lip curled in disgust. I tolerate him only because he takes soy calf by the bucket. Goldschmidt responds with a raucous belly laugh. Apparently he finds the shopkeeper's insults to be hilarious. Oh, Tug, mein Freund, you are quick-witted and sharp-tongued as ever. I bow to you. If you wouldn't mind... Once again, the shopkeep cuts in. To bow to me, you'd first have to vacate your chair. The shopkeep claps his hand together, clasping him in front of his chest. I shall summon a team of determined young men and an ox to assist you with the task. With luck, you'll be on your feet by nightfall. Goldschmidt smiles up at you, his small eyes glittering. Enough of this senseless bickering. You have approached me for a reason, yes? Tell me, what can Jan Goldschmidt do for you? Why did you put up with these insults? Don't you have any pride? I put up with them because they amuse me. The fact that they amuse me infuriates my dear friend Altug, who in turn hurls more insults. Goldschmidt raises his soy calf cup in salute, and thus the cycle continues. It is 2 years now that I've been your customer, yes, Altug? 2 years of soy calf and restrained patience, yes. And I remain happy, and Altug makes money, an ideal business relationship. That all sounds perfectly happy. Take care, Jan. Till next time, my friend. Wait, don't you have anything? Nope, you have nothing more to say? Alright, Altug. The man behind the counter has the broad smile and open demeanor of a classic Turkish street vendor. Welcome, honored. Efendim, welcome. And how can Barakazi serve you today? You would like a cup of coffee, perhaps? I've finished with your little trifle, Herr Barakazi. Oh, good. I assume you had no difficulties. Not at all. Oh no, difficulties? No. One of the taps had been modified a bit, though. Someone was using it as a surveillance device. He laughs. Of course they were. I would be surprised if they weren't. This is Berlin, after all. In the flux, everyone spies. If you do not spy, how will you know who's in power and who will be in power next? If you're to stay here, Effendim, you must get used to it. Who enters the Turkish bath will sweat, as my uncle Thamior used to say. Nevertheless, I shall have one of my people look into it. Wait, there's more. I listened in on the tap and heard something. Might be important. He eyes you closely, amused. Oh, tell me, O listener at keyholes, what did you hear on this surveillance tap you found? I couldn't make out much. A nasal woman and a high-pitched man. They seem pleased Monica was out of the picture. The Turk's face falls. News travels fast in Berlin. Those two are known to me. Is there more? The woman got a call. She talked about a council meeting tonight to determine if they should make a move. Then she was drowned out by heavy machinery. He nods grimly. Most excellent. It is indeed fortuitous that you discovered this information, though it is not unexpected. I will have one of my people attend this council meeting and report back. Sounds good. Keep me in the loop. With that out of the way, let's return to our pressing business. He barks a stream of rapid-fire Turkish, and the gum-chewing young woman comes hurrying out to the counter. The menu for Air Amstel, Uncle? Cammy hands you a folded piece of paper. Inside is a memory stick. Please extend my consolations to him. The death of Fraulein Schaefer must have hit him hard. Bergazi gives Kami a small nod and she hurries out of the room. When she's gone, he turns his attention to you. Please express my condolences as well. I only just heard the news. Monica was an important part of this community. He frowns. Few know how important. The memory stick Kami handed you should contain all the information Air Amstel requires from our chef in the field. Should you require my services in the future, you know where to find me. Until then, good day. Back to our base, I guess. Air Ansem requires us to drop off his thing. We also have a data jack. We don't have a keyboard yet. We need more money for that. We're poor. Also, that dog is mammoth. It's like as tall as I am. Though I think I'm pretty short. Paul Amstel. Eltimar. Oh, I'm thinking Ansem. I'm thinking Kingdom Hearts. Amstel peers at you apprehensively. His eyes are bloodshot, his expression grim. Did you get the information about Green Winters? Yes, I spoke to Eltug. He gave me this memory stick. Let's see what his agent has to say. Amstel snatches the memory stick from your hand and slots it into his computer terminal. He navigates a series of command line menus and a wall of amber text floods the screen. Amstel scans it, mouthing the words as his eyes flit back and forth. Bergazi's agent tailed Green Winters to a hotel in the cesspool of a Kiez, known as Drogenkip. The hotel is called Das Kesselhaus. It's a renovated factory nestled deep in the heart of Drogenkip, but it appears that Winters is holed up there. Recently there was some contention between two gangs over control of this neighborhood. Due to the gang violence, the agent refused to follow Winters inside of the hotel, but he confirms that he's still inside. Well, what are we waiting for? Iger slings her rifle over his shoulder with a simple spare motion. Hero people, we have a hotel to raid. Gloria and Dietrich pause, exchange looks with Paul. Just a moment, Iger. Amstel rises from his chair, drawing himself to full height. Even so, he has to crane his neck to look her in the eye. You're an excellent soldier, and nobody questions your competence in the field. Your loyalty to this team is equally commendable. That said, we believe Eltimar is the right choice to lead the team. There's a long pause before Iger speaks. When she does, her voice comes out dull and flat. What? Don't mistake this decision for reprimand. Monica considered your contributions to the team to be invaluable, but we all know she wasn't comfortable putting a soldier in charge. Iger speaks through clenched teeth. Her words are measured, but her expression is livid. This is unbelievable. You want to put the rookie in charge. Again. She shakes her head. Don't you people learn from your mistakes? Eltimar is the reason we're still alive, Iger. He kept us together. He led us out of there in one piece, making him your golden boy. She sounds tired, resigned, but above all, disappointed. This is more of your flux state idiocy at work, isn't it? Dietrich reaches out, puts his hand on her shoulder. It's what Monica believed in. Iger's voice tightens. For a moment, her control slips and her voice contorts in grief. Yeah? And look what that got her. She straightens to her full height. Let me give you a piece of advice. In the field, only two things matter, the mission and survival. Everything else is a distraction. Your ridiculous politics have no place on a Shadowrun. Dietrich manages a smile. What can I say? We're German. We have a history of strong political views. Iger sighs. The tone of resignation returns to her voice. Screw it. Let's put an end to this. I've got the skill and experience to lead the team. Eltimar, on the other hand, was appointed by Monica as a joke. If you'd rather he take lead, I'll abide by that, but I want to hear each of you say it. I have no quarrel with you, Iger. I'll do as the group wishes. You stay out of this. She stabs an armored finger into your chest hard. The moment she raises her hand to you, Dante's ears lay back and he lets out a low growl. Reflexively, she takes half a step back. I think we've heard what Dante has to say. As for my part, Eltimar saved our lives back there. He may not believe it, but he did. The way I see it, that means I follow his lead a while longer. Gloria's voice is uncharacteristically gentle. I trust in Monika's judgment, therefore I trust in Eltimar's judgment. The discussion is finished, Iger. Amsel speaks softly, but his tone is firm. Eltimar will take Monika's place as the leader of this team. I'll do whatever it takes to keep this team and Monika's legacy alive. That includes taking your advice, Iger. Iger gives you a small nod. That's big of you. She looks from Dietrich to Glory to Amsel. Finally, she looks down to the Dante, and then she sighs. I don't agree with this decision, but I will respect it. She nods again, more decisively this time. Eltimar takes the lead, then conversation closed. It's time we move on. We need to focus on chasing down Green Winters. Indeed, I've transferred the information that we received from Altug to the computer terminal in the next room. It used to be Monika's personal workstation, Eltimar, now it's yours. Monika kept a variety of notes and dossier on that machine. I would suggest reviewing her notes when you have the time. Amsel turns his attention away from you and back to his computer screen. Good hunting. I will eagerly await your return. I wouldn't suggest driving to Drogenkip. The roads aren't safe. Taking the U-Bahn would be faster anyways. Thank you for the tip, Iger. The U-Bahn it is. Iger nods, then turns to check her equipment. The rest of the group disperses in turn. You now command a team of Shadowrunners. When traveling to new mission locations, you'll be able to choose which members of your team to bring and modify their loadout for the run. When members of your team become permanently incapacitated on a mission, they'll be automatically extracted for emergency medical care. They'll be patched up and ready for action for the next time you return to your safe house. Avoid this loss of firepower by always carrying some Umona trauma kits into the field. These can be purchased at the Street Doc's office in the Cruise Bazaar. Alright, where's this Compooper? There it is. Mission Compooper. Your workstation and mission computer, the command center for your team's operations, and your last link to the memory of Monika Schaefer. Her thoughts and words live on in the machine. At times, it's easy to forget that she's gone. Let's access the Shadowland BBS. And we're going to post our pay data for sale. Shadowland connection established successfully. Link strength 100%, spoofing 1, group info null anon. Welcome to Shadowland. Attach data to escrow account. Data will be automatically sold to the highest bidder. Both parties will remain anonymous throughout the transaction. The Antiquities schedule. Posting successful. Posting will remain active for 2 days. Let's go back. Actually, let's go back to the BBS and search keywords. Thread killer in Seattle. Anyone else reading about this? The city's got a Lone Star contract and they can't catch the guy. The Emerald City Ripper has been on a spree and so far no one has a clue. Pathetic. If something like this happened on my block, some vigilantes would have tracked him down and stopped him. Shows how good state payroll cops are. Maelstrom. Who says it's a he? They don't have any leads. Huh. I'll be inside all next week. FWD any of you, or any info you have about this Ripper. Forward any info you have about this Ripper. And I'll see about taking him out for a date with my Walther MA2100. I'll make sure Lone Star will have a fat reward waiting for whoever blasts this goon. Who is Blutz? I think that's the name. I'm still recovering the logs. This hot dogger just trashed my land trade hosting server. Sounds like some kid pissed off over his cartoons getting cancelled. Left a bunch of garbage files all over my disks, and I'll be cleaning them up all day. They should make you pass a dumbass test before you're allowed to deck in this town. Lumens. Step up your security. Write some white IC programs if you can. At least make the kid's hair stand on end for a few hours the next time he tries it. Just make sure your IC is quick. Heavy hitting IC is no good if you can't catch up with an intruder. A fact that I take advantage of on a regular basis. Always running ACW? Like clockwork. When the two of you are finished, I did have IC on the thing. Tracked the hole down. Grocery store across the street. Was piggybacking on my land and they left an unsecured jack point in the bathroom stall. Old as hell. Maintenance jack in a fuse box and my security ignored it. Mystery solved. Shadowland isn't your personal tech support board, Lumens. Glad to see you fixed your own problem. Only way you're gonna learn. No more posts on that thread. Alright. Jobs directory. View all pending and active jobs. We have no pending and active jobs. We had no completed jobs. Alright, team personnel files. The image of Monika appears on screen. Paul, a talented and well-connected fixer with contacts all over Berlin. She pauses for a moment. He's more to me than that, of course, but that's neither here nor there. Back to menu. On Dietrich. Dietrich, one of my dearest friends and a shaman of tremendous power, a good man to have on your side in a fight. I tend to use Dietrich in a support role. His magic can dramatically bolster the combat effectiveness of a frontline fighter like Iger or Glory, but when the chips are down, he's more than capable of dishing out punishment on his own. Can't think of much else to say about Dietrich, just a good, reliable guy. She pauses for a moment. When she speaks again, you can hear a hint of guilt in her voice. He's getting a little long in the tooth for Shadowrunner. Not sure how many more years he has ahead of him in this game, but I'll be happy to run with him for as long as he's able. We'll see, I suppose. Glory. Glory, our damaged enigma. I've known her for almost 5 years now, but I don't think I'll ever really know her. Somehow I doubt anyone will. On an operational level, Glory is solid. That chrome of hers may be old, but it gets the job done. I've seen her take a troll apart with her hand razors, and when her adrenal pump is running, she moves faster than anyone I've ever seen. On top of that, Glory is a competent field medic. I don't know where she's learned her medicine, yet another question mark, but she's patched me up at least a dozen times. Between her skill with a medkit and Dietrich's magic, we haven't had much trouble with serious injuries. And in our line of work, that's a luxury. That's really all I know about Glory. She keeps to herself, barely talks, and spends most of her off time staring at nothing. I've seen this kind of behavior before, of course. Something bad happened in her past, deep down. I think she's still running from it, and I'm sure her cyberware ties into it somehow. I don't know, maybe one day she'll open up to me. Like to think that out, she will. We'll see, I suppose. Iger. Iger, what's to say about Iger? She's smart, she's strong, she's one hell of a soldier. In a close-up fight, I've seen her take apart an entire security team with her shotgun, and she's even more dangerous at range. It's a handy thing having a trained sniper on the team. All in all, we enjoy one hell of an advantage thanks to her. Unfortunately, there are some disadvantages too. All of that military training has left her, how to say it, rigid, I suppose. Unlike the others, Iger isn't content to go with the flow. She wants lists, maps, and timetables. She wants a hierarchy, and she wants it formalized. I don't think she realizes it, but giving her what she wants would destroy this team. Glory and Dietrich wouldn't put up with it for more than a day or two. I know that I wouldn't, but she keeps on pushing all the same. Monica shakes her head. One of these days, the situation is going to come to a head. I just hope it doesn't happen soon. How about me? Eltimar, my secret weapon. I've run enough with Eltimar to know that he's trustworthy, good in a fight too, but beyond all of that, it's just good to see him again. There aren't many people left from the old days, far too few, and Eltimar, she smiles, well, he was always the best of them. She sighs, takes a deep breath, then shakes her head with a sigh. God, that was sappy. Mental note, re-record this before Eltimar gets a chance to see it. At any rate, if anything happens to me, it's good to know that he'll be on hand to fill my shoes. It's not what Iger would want, but it's what would be best for the team. Alright, well, any old messages? Hello, Ace. Hey Ace, if you're reading this, it means that I've either died or stepped down, hopefully the latter, but probably the former. Not many Shadowrunners make it to retirement age. In any case, I'm sure you'll do a fine job in the role. If you need anything, talk to Paul. He's a good man, and he knows how important it is to me that you take my place. One last thing, Ace. Iger might cause you some problems. In fact, I think it's a fair bet that she already has. Just remember, she brings something to this team that nobody else does. You'll want her on your side. My advice to you is this. Hold your own with her. If she pushes you, push back. Don't try and butter her up with flattery. She'll see right through it. Most of all, do what you can to earn her respect. She'll never be satisfied following you, because if you don't give her a better reason to, then because Monica said to. I have faith in you, Ace. It's up to you to justify that faith. Oh, by the way, Ace, if you botch this, I'm coming back and haunting your ass. I mean that. Okay. Any new messages? No new messages. I guess that's pretty much it for our compooper. Time to leave. We have an equipment stash, which has nothing in it. Like, literally nothing. So, we will just confirm that there's nothing there to grab, and we'll head out. Talk to Dietrich quickly. I got nothing more to say, boss. Let's get this run taken care of. You can hit me up again later if you want to talk. I'll just make sure no one else has anything to say. Come back later. Eltimar, what do you need? Hey, Glory, how you holding up? Don't worry about me, I'm solid. You sure? You look like you're a million miles away. I'll be with you in accounts. Right now it doesn't. Any thoughts on what we should do next? Find our missing client, extract some answers. Beyond that, take jobs, get paid. Talk to you later. Suit yourself. Actually, I don't need anything from you right now. Need to go back to the computer. There was no jobs, really? Not a single one to grab? Let's just quickly check that one more time. Oh, I guess not. Okay, let's head out then. They want us to take the Autobahn. I guess is this way. Except you can't go that way. Oh, we can go to the Autobahn on the other side. I'm guessing that's where our car is parked. And I guess that's pretty much it for this video. We spent 24 minutes talking to people and doing story stuff. So, in the next video, we're going to be heading down into the Autobahn and doing the mission. Like always, if you have any suggestions or comments, please leave them below. Otherwise, I'll see you all next time. Take care.